Hello friends, this video on nuclei part 5 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 4 before going ahead with part 5. A yet better term which is known as nuclear binding energy per nucleon. I am trying to generalize things more. Until now we are talking about nuclear binding energy. So that means this energy will keep varying with every atom because the nucleons will keep changing there. Now, but if I start defining something called as nuclear binding energy per nucleon, so that means the number of nucleons part is going away now because I am defining it per nucleon. So it becomes more generalized. So how do we define nuclear binding energy per nucleon? It is the average energy per nucleon needed to separate a nucleus into its individual nucleons. That is how I explained you it in the previous slide also, right? It is nothing but the amount of energy which is needed if you want to separate the nucleons from each other. Now there was an experiment, experimentally there was a graph which was plotted between the binding energy per nucleon and the mass number. The binding energy per nucleon was calculated for all elements of the periodic table, and then a graph was plotted for that binding energy per nucleon with the mass number, and then this kind of a plot was observed. So what do you conclude from this plot, or what can you see from this plot? So there are basically three things which we observe here. If you see, initially the graph is increasing. After that the graph becomes almost constant for quite a long time, and then again after some time, towards the end of the curve, you see it starts decreasing, right? So that means this binding energy per nucleon remains constant in this middle portion of the graph, right? So what are our conclusions from this graph? Now, how do we denote binding energy per nucleon? It is generally denoted by EBN. So whenever you have only EB, that is binding energy. So what is the first thing that we observe here? So the first observation is that the binding energy per nucleon is less for lesser mass numbers. So if you see in the lower half, the binding energy is very less, right? Now if you see this middle range, here you see that the binding energy is constant. There is not much variation in the binding energy. But again, if you look at the higher end, the binding energy again starts decreasing. So that means this binding energy is less for lesser atomic number, and also the binding energy is less for very high mass numbers. And the second conclusion is that the binding energy per nucleon is independent of mass number. That means it is constant. It is independent of mass number in this range. That is the middle range. So that is the mid range. In the mid range, it is independent of mass number. So this was the observation by plotting this graph. So this graph was plotted experimentally. What did the scientists do? They actually took every element and they calculated the binding energy per nucleon for every element, and then they plotted this graph and with respect to their mass numbers, and then they found this. So now the point is, why is this variation? Why is the binding energy less for lesser mass numbers, and what is its consequence? Similarly, why is it less for higher mass numbers, and why is it constant in the middle? So we will look at each of these cases one by one. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.